with you.
Woman, I'm about to start cooking. Look, let me get some first. I gotta get my stuff together. Let's see what we got here. Yep, this will do. Yep, get this guy. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Now I can cook. Thanks for coming back. Hey, today we're doing a stuffed center cut pork chop. Okay, we're gonna stuff it with some cheese, some spinach, some seasonings, and we're gonna have a nice little salad on the side. I hope you enjoy this. It's relatively light. It's not too heavy of a dish. But one thing I do know, it's delicious. Look at this. I don't know if you can really see that. Let's get to work. Hey, this is Shrashira. That is the best elevator music I ever heard. For this, we're going to need our pork chops, obviously. I'm using center cut pork chops, right? Boneless. That's what we're going to be stuffing. Here we have about a tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic. We have some basil here. We don't have a prescribed amount because you're going to be doing it to taste and appearance. Kosher salt. Black pepper, and some fresh rosemary. Now you could use dry rosemary if you want to, but you're gonna have to grind it up. Nobody wants to be chewing on, those solid sticks. So I would say grind it up. And we have 1 cup here of mozzarella cheese. If you want, you could use cream cheese. You can use Parmesan, sometimes you can use cheddar, or you can do a combination of them, okay? And then we have our spinach here. And again, with the spinach, if you want more, add more. If you want less, add less. But remember, it's gonna cook down, right? So here, we just roughly have just a couple cups of the spinach. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna saute the spinach down. So let's do that right now. So the first thing we want to do is get this fire going on medium. Let this heat up a bit. Add some olive oil in here. While that's going, add our garlic. Perfect. Let's get this all mixed in. And at this point, as soon as you hear the garlic start sizzling, like if you let me be quiet so you can listen. Do you hear that sizzle? Now we add the spinach. It's mixed in good, and this is going to wilt. It's going to wilt down. And that's what we want. Now at this point, we're going to add a little bit of salt. And you don't want to add too much salt because remember we're using cheese. And that can be very salty. A little pepper. It's mixed in. See how it's wilted? You don't hardly have nothing left out of that. But that's fine, that's what we want. So these are done. Now we're going to put these in a bowl so it can slightly cool. And while that's happening, we're going to be working on the pork and getting that ready to be stuffed and making the filling. And this will also give us the opportunity to wash this pan out, okay? Or you can just use a different pan, but it's easier to wash it out, especially when you're waiting on the greens to cool. Now these pork chops, I have a small knife, I don't know if you can see it, I have a small knife, And you want to measure about a ½ inch from the back of the pork chop. Put your finger on it so you're marking it, you see? And you want to stick that into the center. Careful not to stab yourself. And make a slit. Alright, and check that out. Look like I gotta cut a little more in there. Yeah, I can get a little further. Definitely make that pocket. Okay, let's do the next one. There we go. And now, as you can see, nice little pocket in there. And that's where we're going to be putting our stuffing. Now let's work on the stuffing. With the stuffing, we have our spinach here, add our cheese. Yep, get it all out of there. Add the cheese. A little bit of our basil. A little bit of pepper. You don't need a lot of pepper. And of course, because of the cheese, we're not going to add any salt. Now you want to mix this up. All right, now you can use a spoon. I'm probably going to use my hands because I'm wearing gloves. But now you want to stuff the pork chops. Push it all the way in there, all the way down in there. Just fill the cavity up. Now the last one. Push it in there. All right, and there we go. Now grab some toothpicks real quick. Okay, now we're going to take our toothpicks and kind of pin it together. Will this stop the cheese from coming out when it's baking? No. But it'll help. But it's not really the bacon I'm worried about. It's the pan sear I'm getting ready to do. Now, sure, I could cut the ends of the toothpicks off, but it's going to make it hard to locate them later. So I'm not going to do that. Okay. Last guy here. All right. Let's season these bad boys up. Hit a little pepper on the outside. All right. A little bit of basil. A little bit of salt. Now let's get these turned over so we can season the other side. Okay, now let's saute these a bit, give them some color. All right, you can just fire it back on. olive oil. Now we need this to get a little warm. Be back when it's ready. All right, let's add our chops. Give these a couple minutes on each side. All right, flip these guys over. All right, give this side 2 minutes. And then we'll go to the next step. Okay, now we're going to transfer this to a baking sheet. Yeah. All right, so now that we've given them a little bit of color, okay, now we're going to put them inside a 375-degree oven until they get an internal temperature between 145 to 160 because it's pork, but I'm shooting for 150 myself. So let's do that right now. Get them in the oven. All right, now we just got to keep checking temp. All right, let's check these out. All right, looks like the one in the middle is done, so we're gonna pull him. Let's get that little guy out of there. Come on, little dude. All right. Now you guys get it in, chill. Now these right here are probably gonna take like another maybe 6 minutes. So what I'm gonna do now, for these guys, I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary on top. Just to impart some of that rosemary flavor on them. Alright, just give them 6 minutes. Alright, these bad boys are ready to come out. Let's plate it up. Well, there you have it. We have our center cut pork chop, right? Stuffed with spinach and cheese. Have a nice little salad to go on the side. If you like this recipe, hey, give it a try and let me know what you think, right? If you're not already subscribed, hey, join the peanut gallery. Show some love. And definitely, hey, if you can share this out, hey, share it out. Tell people about it. That being said, this is Shrashira. And I'm out. Because I'm finna eat.